What's up, guys? Today I'm coming at you makeup free in celebration of today's video, which is all about why I like the way that I look, why I'm confident in the way that I look. I'm not really sure what I'm titling this yet. So today we're only going to be talking about physical beauty. That's not going to be the type of video that talks about inner beauty. We all know that inner beauty is important and beautiful, but I really just want to focus on physical beauty, your outer appearance, and why I like my outer appearance and why you should too. And I'm actually going to have a more biological focus for this video, which might be different from other videos that you may have seen about this topic. But this is something that took me a really long time to learn, but once it clicked in my mind, it changed everything. So I'm really excited to share this different point of view with you guys. Hopefully it will help if you are, doubting yourself or having confidence issues. Hopefully this is the right video for you guys. For me, confidence is not about being delusional. It's not about puffing out your chest and being like, oh, I'm the most beautiful, I'm the baddest, I'm this and I'm that. In fact, when I see people doing that and overcompensating like that, I tend to think that they're probably not as confident as they're trying to make themselves appear to be. And I think that confidence is just knowing that you don't fit into that model and being okay with it. I'm not perfect every single day with how I feel about myself. Some days I'm like, yeah, girl, like Felipe, you are lucky. And then other days I'm like, oh my God, this is a hot mess. To me, it's just being realistic that you're not always going to be perfect, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. So for me, I think healthy confidence is just being real with yourself, acknowledging your quirks and acknowledging how you're different and being okay with that and taking pride in that because it tells your unique story. Okay, so it wasn't up until literally like 2 or 3 years ago that all of this really clicked in my mind. Growing up, I was always okay with how I looked. I didn't ever really wear makeup. I would like wear makeup every now and then in college just when I was like going out or going to the club just to be cute, but I wasn't really like into makeup like that. And actually I started questioning my appearance the most once I started doing YouTube videos. Obviously, anyone who has made a YouTube video, I'm sure, has come across comments. When I first started doing YouTube videos in 2009, I would pretty much always not wear makeup on camera. Again, I didn't really wear makeup. That was just me. I wasn't into makeup. And then the more people who viewed my videos, the more my audience grew, the more comments about my appearance I got. And they would nitpick everything. Everything was being nitpicked. And I think at that point, looking back, that's kind of when I started to nitpick myself and doubt myself and not be okay with everything. And that's actually when I started to wear more makeup. I really wanted to teach myself how to do makeup so that I would look better on camera and not have so many comments and blah, 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 blah about my parents. Because you know what? Listen, at the end of the day, we're human and it hurts. Mean comments hurt, okay? That's just the truth. Well, they don't hurt me anymore, but they did hurt me at the time. And it definitely made me pay more attention to my appearance. So it actually wasn't until I gave birth to my daughter, Olivia, who is now 4 years old. So probably about, I'd say maybe when she was like 1.5, 2, that this kind of clicked in my head. Some of my things that I would nitpick on my face was my mouth area for sure, and my profile. So like when I would turn this way, I used to hate my profile, especially like my little cheekbone line here. I don't know why I would hate that. But anyway, when Olivia was like 1.5 or 2, I just remember looking at her, and when you're a mom or a parent, you just inspect your kids' faces. I remember looking at her face and noticing that she had my lips and my mouth. And when she turns to the side, she has my profile. And I just remember looking at her and just being like, you are so cute. Like, you are so unbelievably adorable. Look at you wearing my lips and my face. And I just remember looking at Felipe and pointing out the fact that she had my mouth and my profile and just being like, man, I really hope that she doesn't hate her features when she gets older like I do, right? And then it literally just clicked in my head. I'm telling Felipe, like, I hope my daughter doesn't hate her features, the features that I hate that I gave her, because I think they're beautiful on her. So if I think that they're beautiful on my daughter, why don't I think that they're beautiful on me? And then I realized how hard I was being on myself and how ridiculous it was to think that the same exact feature on my daughter is adorable and beautiful, but somehow disgusting and ugly on me. And then I thought, wow, how does it make my mom and dad feel if I say I'm ugly? Because I am literally wearing their face. I'm wearing a mixture of my mom and dad's face. So if I'm saying I'm ugly, I'm basically saying that my parents are ugly. And that hurts. Like that, if Olivia was like, oh, I'm so ugly, that would hurt me. Not necessarily because she's saying I'm ugly, but because she doesn't see the beauty in her face, in her body, in her being that I see. And I so badly want her to always see her beauty, right? And so I can only imagine that it's probably the same for my parents. I'm no different. I'm their kid. I'm sure they think the same thing about me. And at that point, it just clicked in my head. Wow, I'm a fool all this time for not seeing how beautiful it is to represent my family on my face and on my body. I'm literally a walking fingerprint. I'm literally a family tree, and I have been taken advantage of that my entire life. It took motherhood for all of that to really click in my head, and I haven't gone back to feeling insecure about the way that I look since. That was literally a cure for me. I just had to look at it from a purely biological sense that you really do represent your family, you represent your ancestors, and to critique yourself, to critique your physical appearance, which is literally your ancestors' fingerprint on this world, is to disrespect your family and disrespect your ancestors. You know, no matter how much society says they don't like something on you, maybe they don't like your mouth, they don't like your nose. Like, I don't care that you don't like it, because you're not gonna sit here and tell me that you don't like my dad. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that you don't like my mom. Like, I don't care if you don't like my nose and my mouth. That's my mom and dad, so I like it. Bye. Like, that's literally how I look at it now. And it is so empowering and beautiful to feel so confident in the way that you look, no matter what society thinks about you. I can't tell you. And you know, again, I'm not perfect every single day. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, girl. And then I see my dad and I'm like, oh, what up, Dad? Hey! I'm like, nice to see you again, which is actually kind of nice because my dad actually works a lot now, so I don't see him all the time. So when I look in the mirror, I get to see my dad. So that's really cool. When I look at my side profile now, I see my Aunt Lynn and my Aunt Pat, who passed away. So literally every single time I see my side profile now, I see my aunts. And that's amazing. My Aunt Pat didn't pass away, my Aunt Lynn passed away, but they both have the same profile. And we're kind of like twins. So that's really nice to be able to see my aunts every time I look in the mirror. I have my dad's lip area here, but I think I have like my mom's profile mouth. So I have my dad's actual lips, but my mom's like mouth area. So that's what I see when I look at that. And then of course I also see Olivia because we share the same profile and lips. So it's kind of like a double amazingness when I look in the mirror and I get to see not only my family that I don't get to see all the time, but I get to see Olivia, I get to see my dad and my mom, and it's just, man, you are literally a walking fingerprint. Your family and your ancestors just put you in this world and made you this hodgepodge of them. That's their legacy. You are your family's legacy. Don't put that down. Really embrace that. Everything that makes you quirky, everything that maybe you're not perfect. Maybe you don't have a button nose. Maybe you don't have like big, beautiful lips. Maybe they're small and beautiful, like whatever. Whatever it is that you have is a direct representation of your family. I say this very carefully, but for me personally, because I do have a good relationship with my family, I find the responsibility to wear that well and to wear that with confidence and to not let anybody make me feel bad about that anymore. Period. And that literally just came from me realizing how much I loved my features on my daughter and how ridiculous it was to critique it on myself. Now I can understand how this can go wrong, especially if you're somebody who doesn't have a good relationship with your family. If you have like a bad history with your family, maybe you don't want to look in the mirror and be reminded of that every single time. And I completely get that. So for you guys, you know, I would just say, think about your legacy going forward. If you plan on having children, they're going to look like you. You know, they're going to look like you. They're going to look like this, you know, the other half of who they are. And maybe they'll want to have that connection. You know what I mean? That's kind of something that's special. That's your personal fingerprint into the world. When you're gone, they'll still be here. They'll still be representing your family, what you've built. So, you know, you can look at it moving forward rather than back if you don't have that kind of relationship, and kind of think of it as, I'm preserving my body, my face, my legacy, my being, because I want my offspring to be able to look in the mirror when I'm long gone and think about me and remember me and have those memories that I was here and that I gave them those beautiful features. It's such a beautiful way to look at yourself and to look at who you are, because at the end of the day, you are the representation, you are the vessel that tells a story of where you came from. And your family might be long gone and you are still here, and it is your responsibility to pass that down to your offspring. And looking at it from that biological point of view just really helps to empower you. No matter what your physical features are, no matter how different they are from society's standard of beauty. I don't need to be in your standard of beauty. I'm good. Like, I like the way that I look because I look the way I'm supposed to. I look like my mom. I look like my dad. I look like my aunts, my uncles, my grandpa who is gone. I can look at myself every day and remember my grandpa and remember my grandma and my aunts. And to me, that's beautiful. So when it comes to plastic surgery and procedures like that, which are getting really, really, really popular these days, and you know what? Look, I will never judge anybody's choice for anything that they want to do. Do you, and do it well, right? But just be careful that you're not changing something that you might regret later, something that you can't take back, and something that might have been your legacy. Just always think about that before you make any drastic changes that hopefully you don't regret. Because I'll tell you that the things that I used to hate about myself, I find so much comfort in now. I can't tell you how amazing it is to look at my daughter and just see that she is so cute with these features. And I don't know if that's like a selfish thing or whatever, but I just love seeing her looking like me and Felipe. Like, I love when she's sitting on Felipe's lap, my husband Felipe, and I'm just like, you guys look like twins. Like, it's so cute because she's like our little fingerprint, you know, like nobody can tell us that that's not our daughter. Like, she looks like us. Like, she is a part of our legacy, our family, and she is what we put on this earth to continue that story and pass that bloodline down. So I just find so much comfort now in the things that I used to hate. So right now, watching this video, if you have a good relationship with your family and you do kind of feel insecure about some things about your body, I would tell you to go ahead, go to your mirror and kind of look at those things again. Look at those things that you didn't like about yourself and try to figure out who in your family they belong to, who gave you that feature. And I promise you, you will look at it so differently moving forward. You won't see, ooh, this ugly feature every time you look in the mirror. Instead, you'll see that person who gave you that feature. You'll be reminded of that person, and that will just, in your heart and in your body, give you a warm sense of pride. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to look perfect. You don't have to fit society's standards. No matter what you look like and how far out of that box you are 100% perfectly you, because you represent history and future, and nobody can tell you that that's wrong. There's no wrong and right with features. There's no wrong and right with biology. That's just what you look like, and that's what you're supposed to look like, and you're supposed to walk down the street and tell the story of where you came from, and just go ahead and do it well. So I hope that this video helped you. This way of looking at physical appearance has made me really confident in how I look. If it helps you, please let me know in the comments. And if you guys know anybody who might need to see this video, please share it with them. I can't tell you how much it helped me. So I hope that it will help you and them and anyone else watching it. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I am so happy that I finally was able to articulate what I wanted to say because I wanted to make this video for so long. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.